What's up guys, it's the Actual Justice Warrior here, and today we're going to talk about Hurricane Harvey scams. Hurricane Harvey hit parts of the Gulf Coast, including Houston, Texas. It flooded it with up to 50 inches of water, and it's an absolute disaster for all the people involved. Normally I wouldn't cover a disaster story because it's just not really my thing. This is more of a politically oriented channel, not really a disaster channel or not really a news channel. And honestly, there hasn't been much controversy related to this hurricane. President Trump, the governor of Texas, and the mayor of Houston all seem to be doing a good job with the response, which is why when you turn on the news, you only hear retarded criticisms about President Trump. You know, stuff about his Twitter, stuff about his wife wearing high heels. The media doesn't really have anything, and that's because all in all the response has been pretty good on all levels of government. And the private response has been amazing. Donations from caring Americans from around the country have been extremely high. People are seeing the images on the news and doing what they can do to help. I'll leave links in the description if you want to donate to relief efforts for Harvey. I'm sure whatever you can send will help and will be greatly appreciated. However, unfortunately, this video isn't going to be about the good things related to Hurricane Harvey. We're not going to talk about the mattress store owner who opened his doors so that families without homes could have a nice place to sleep. We're not going to talk about this genuinely beautiful and moving image of a guy carrying a pregnant woman while she's carrying her pregnant child. What we're going to talk about is Linda Sarsour, a popular Democratic social justice activist, stealing from the victims of Hurricane Harvey. Now, I came across this story yesterday and I figured it would be all over the news, but Linda Sarsour, Islamist apologist, an activist for Sharia law, who's probably most famously known for telling Ayaan Hirsi Ali, an ex-Muslim and victim of female genital mutilation, that she doesn't deserve her vagina because she criticizes the religion that endorses her death. Yes, that Linda Sarsour suggested that people donate to the Harvey Relief Fund. Now, on the surface, the Harvey Relief Fund sounds like a perfectly fine place to donate to. If I were to ask you what money sent to the Harvey Relief Fund was going to pay for, you'd probably say food for the victims of Hurricane Harvey, maybe housing, water, possibly diapers. There's a big shortage of diapers because people had to abandon their homes. Perhaps some medical expenses, you know, something like that. Now, probably the last thing that would come to your mind is racial social justice activism. But that's exactly what the Harvey Relief Fund actually pays for. All of the money that's sent to this faux charity that Linda Sarsour is championing will actually be going to the Texas Organizing Project Education Fund, which is a nonprofit that advocates for racial and economic justice through community organizing and electoral organizing. So basically, this is a left-wing activist organization. And according to their Facebook page, donations received will only be used to organize during the aftermath of Harvey. So for all of those people who thought that the Harvey Relief Fund was actually going to go to the victims of Hurricane Harvey, not 1 cent will go to a victim. It's only going to go to organize people for left-wing political activism. This is some pretty sick fucking shit. There have always been people who see a tragedy and think that it's a good idea to scam the people who want to help the victims of a tragedy. But Linda Sarsour is a big-time left-wing activist. Democratic Party candidates seek her out for her endorsement during their elections. And here she is pretending to raise money for the victims of Hurricane Harvey, but actually funneling it toward a left-wing political organization. I'm sorry, but there's no fucking way that people don't look at the Harvey Relief Fund and not think that the money that they send to that organization is going to buy water or something for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. But none of it's going to that. And on their very own Facebook page, they specifically say all of the money will be going to organization and activism. None of it's going to the victims. How is this fucking okay with anybody? How are people in the Democratic Party not distancing themselves from Linda Sarsour? I mean, they should have already cut this bitch off a long time ago. But Jesus fucking Christ, she's stealing from hurricane victims. And I get it. Some of you are going to say, oh, well, she's not really stealing from them. She's misleading the donors. That's completely fucking different. And yeah, you might technically be right. She's misleading kind-hearted people that want to send money to the victims of Hurricane fucking Harvey. And since she did disclose that none of the money's going to go to the victims, all this technically is legal. But just because something's legal does not mean it's not wrong. I mean, could you imagine if I posted a link in this description that suggested that you donate to the Houston Harvey Relief Fund, but instead I funneled the money to another nonprofit that fights against constitutional rights violations. And I put in the very small, teeny tiny fine print somewhere on my website that the money would go to organize people to fight against constitutional rights violations in Houston and other places victimized by Hurricane Harvey. Can you imagine if I fucking did that? I guarantee you that in a few short weeks, I'd be on the local news as a scam artist. This is a national figure. This is somebody who is endorsed by the Democratic Party and the DNC. And she's fucking scamming people to organize for progressive left-wing activism. And the thing is that the people who donated are good people who just want to help. I guarantee you 99% of them have no fucking clue that the money is not going anywhere near a hurricane victim. Anyway, that's all I really have for you guys today. I don't usually do this, but please get this story out there. People need to know that this is not what they think it is. I'm leaving links below where you can donate to people who actually want to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. If you like this video, then please show me by leaving a like. If you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. You can support me on Patreon and PayPal if you're so inclined. This has been the Actual Justice Warrior. Till next time.